Trevor, sorry, I'm recording this from the McDonald's drive-thru. Can I get you anything?
Oh, yeah, you know what? I am pretty hungry from my
Mm-hmm.
shift, actually. Could you
Sure.
get me two quarter pounders?
Yeah, no problem. Uh, Hi, could I please do a half pounder?
Uh, I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't think I'm gonna be able to lift that.
I didn't know Ronald had gotten so weak.
Hey, wait a minute. We're live.
Oh, hey, would you look at that? We are live.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the All That in a Glass of Water podcast. I'm your host, Trevor.
I'm your other host, Lily. Was it?
Yeah, forgot your name there for a second.
Yeah.
That happens sometimes. I went around for a whole week telling people my name was Wesley, and that was just incorrect. It's not my
Did
name.
you really?
Yeah, I had forgotten it, and that's why I just made something up. And I don't. How do we start these things after
I
we
don't know.
do this part?
Um,
I'm like blanking here.
can I say I really like when you do that voice where you talk through something else?
Yeah.
Like when you're on the
Yeah.
phone or a drive-through voice. We came up with that bit mostly because that's the funniest voice you do. And I need you to, why don't you do that this whole episode?
Yeah, okay, I can do that. Yeah.
Everything you say is funny in that voice. Like I don't get
Is
it.
it? That's kind of strange, but okay, I'll just have to believe you.
It's also because you throw the us in there.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, it's like a fast food employee that just doesn't he doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't care. It's like 3 a.m. He's probably high. He definitely forgot to feed his cats this afternoon.
Yeah.
His girlfriend hasn't called in 2 weeks, and he doesn't even realize he forgot about it. You know.
there's a much sadder backstory to this character that I realized.
Yeah. Well, he's still having a good time. Like he's
Yeah.
not unhappy. He's just kind of like indifferent about it all.
Michael, I told you gotta leave the personal life at work, okay? You can't be crying to all the customers about your dead cats and your missing girlfriend or whatever the hell's going on with you.
I'm sorry, boss. I just I didn't think that it was I didn't think that was coming across. I'll try to cut that out. As long as you're here at in the drive-thru, can I get you anything, boss?
Michael, I didn't want to chastise you in front of all your coworkers, so I came through the drive-thru to have this conversation with you, but I will also take a half pounder if you have a sec.
Boss, you don't pay me enough for a gym membership, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to lift that up.
Use the play set in the play area, like we discussed. What the hell, Michael?
Boss, there's a bunch of kids there. And
Those are the weights, Michael. Come on, get it together.
Oh, you're right, boss. I just, I didn't think the parents would be okay with me just picking up their kids like that. But clearly, you're right. I'll go back there, this evening after my shift and lift some weights, do some training.
That's
I'll
right,
get back.
Michael. Remember McDonald's motto: not parents, punching bags.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind, boss. You can pull it to the next window now, and I can I'll give you that half pounder. I'll find someone to lift it up for you. Don't worry.
Thanks, Michael. You're Employee of the Year. I drove off without getting my food. I really sped away. I'm gone. I'm gone for the rest of the day. My shift started like 2 hours ago.
Wow. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I hope Michael figures it out. I really hope he does.
I hope he does.
And I'm gonna review this fruit punch Gatorade.
Oh boy. We've
Yeah,
never done a Gatorade before. Or any
First
kind of
ingredient-
sports drink.
Water, so
Oh,
it counts.
There you
still.
go. It's been drank.
Boy, oh boy, that is sweet. It's incredibly sweet. I can't believe there was a point in time where they actually gave this to like athletes. To like, I guess it kind of makes sense because there are like electrolytes or whatever.
Yeah.
And I guess the second ingredient is sugar. So I guess like having like a little sugar rush on the field might help. I don't know.
Right.
It does quench my thirst, as it says on the packaging. I mean, this is really, it like tastes good. I would drink a lot of these. I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5 thirsty points.
Oh, wow.
Just a solid beverage.
It's a lot of thirsty points. Gatorade, I'm more of a Powerade person personally.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I like the Coca-Cola company. I think they do great work, and I don't respect Pepsi.
Sure.
So,
Is this owned by Pepsi?
is it?
I don't know.
Maybe I've had some misplaced disdain
No,
for Gatorade.
It's distributed by the Gatorade company, so I guess it's its own thing, I guess.
Oh, I haven't been supporting small businesses this whole time.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Gatorade, small business Gatorade, yeah.
I always Gatorade or Powerade, Blue Raspberry Powerade's my go-to. Whenever I get sick, it's like a good because people are like, "Oh, you gotta get your Gatorade when you're sick." So I always look forward to getting sick so that I can justify buying like a whole 12-pack of Powerade.
I often see you going through the trash at like after someone has just gone and then thrown away the tissue. You'll actually get out the tissue and then put it on your own nose.
Oh yeah. Like sometimes I'll get sick just from the sheer quantity of tissues I consume. I eat them to make sure I get every germ possible in there. And just that alone, like once a week or so, I do have to buy a 12-pack of Blue Raspberry Powerade.
Yeah. You do cut it with rice sometimes, though, right?
Yeah. I boil the Powerade and cook rice in it.
That's great.
Hey, that's awesome.
I was talking with one of my coworkers the other day, and I'm the wing guy, but I also have to make like pasta products sometimes, which is incredibly stupid. But whatever, I make them.
Why are they stupid, if I may ask?
'Cause it's like, okay, we're the fryer section, but we're also the fucking pasta section. What if the customers knew that I was making their pasta after 5 minutes ago? I was like elbow deep in some raw chicken. Like they wouldn't like that very much, you know?
Right. Do you like have to boil pasta and stuff?
It's already boiled. Like it's already been cooked. We have to like put it back in the water again for like a few minutes to heat it up. But we got an order for spaghetti, and I said, "Oh, I'll get the spaghetti." And he goes, "Oh, don't say that. Don't fucking say it like that." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I won't. But like, why?" And he was like, "Oh, well, I've come across actual spaghetti in the past, and I guess it was like spaghetti and like it was either spaghetti in like a tea bag." Which I don't see the point of. Spaghetti has no like real flavor,
right?
And this is what interested me. Well, it was like spaghetti cooked in like tea water, so it had like the flavor of like I guess black tea infused in it, which I think could be good potentially, maybe.
I think so. We should try like boiling spaghetti in different liquids and doing a taste test.
Yeah.
What's the best liquid for it? It's water. We already know. We already tried, I think.
That's a tried and tested water. I don't know. Maybe like a pumpkin. They have pumpkin spice tea. I drink that sometimes.
Oh my god, you have that?
Yeah.
Can you bring me some?
Sure.
When I get sick next time, can you bring me?
We have fall's coming up. It's, I mean, not like soon, I guess. In a while though, they'll have it again in stores. I think the pumpkin spice tea we have in our pantry is like 2 or 3 years old. Like we've had it for a while.
Oh wow. But
it's still good.
tea lasts forever.
Yeah, I guess. It still tastes good to me, so.
I'm so excited for fall times. I was looking up the other day, what day does the pumpkin spice latte come back at Starbucks? Last year it was August 30th. You better believe the day one when that comes out, the water will be pumpkin spice latte. And if I have it my way, it will be every day until it leaves.
That's insane. You can have a pumpkin spice latte every day.
I can't afford that, but I will have one like 4 times a week. I'll have one
Just
every recording of this podcast for as long as it's there. I'll promise
Okay.
that now.
Just take out a few credit cards,
Yeah.
and just charge them up.
I go to the bank and I'm like, I'm going to become a professional pumpkin spice latte reviewer, and I need a loan to start my small business. I go on Shark Tank. You can have 50% equity.
So let me get this straight. You want to start a business that exclusively rates the pumpkin spice latte. How exactly do you plan to do this?
That's right, Mr. Wonderful. My company, Piss SL, will go to Starbucks around the globe, order the pumpkin spice latte, and drink it. We will
I'm sorry.
Yes,
You're
I'm
just
sorry, Mr.
You're
Wonderful.
just going to Starbucks. It's not like different. It's not different types of pumpkin spice lattes. It's just specifically the Starbucks company.
No, it will be exclusively Starbucks because that is the one I enjoy.
Okay. So how do you expect to attract potential viewers of this? What newsletter? What video series? What is this?
You misunderstand, Mr. Wonderful. This is just for me.
Okay.
It's
So
I will know which one I like best.
So you want me to give you, what is this, $15 million
15 million, that's correct.
in order to travel the world and try a pumpkin spice latte from every single Starbucks, and you're going to rank them just for your personal use in the future?
Yes, in exchange for 15% equity.
How do you think I'm going to make money on this? How do you think this is a good investment for me? Just explain it to me.
That's
Take me
why
through step by step.
that'll be your job, Mr. Wonderful. They don't call you the shark for nothing. You find the profit, I find the pumpkin. That's our motto as a company.
Well, I gotta say, I wasn't sure about this when you walked out here, but you have me convinced. If not just because I want to see if I can at all possibly make some kind of money off this. More of a test for me, really, to try and find a profit where there clearly just is none. You have my investment. You will get the $15 million.
Awesome. Do I have any other offers? Mark Cuban, do you are you interested maybe?
I'll give you 20. I'll add $20 to that.
Wow, that is fantastic. Rob Lowe, do you have anything to offer?
Hi, it's me, Rob Lowe. When I was filming the movie The Outsiders, I wasn't sure if that would be a success at first either. But now, almost 30 years later, I know that it was the right decision, and since I'm having such a similar doubtful feeling now, I'm going to give you $2 million and 50% of the ownership of my podcast.
Oh my gosh. Rob, your podcast valued at over $3 billion? You would give me $1.5 billion to rate the PSLs with you, Rob Lowe?
That's correct. When this reminds me of an episode of the show I was on called The West Wing.
I love that show.
In one of these episodes, I'm glad you enjoyed it. In one of these
Rob.
episodes, the president, played by Martin Sheen, that's not Charlie Sheen's the son, played by Martin Sheen, he drinks a cup of coffee and he spits it out all over the floor of the Oval Office, and he goes, get me another coffee. And I did do that, and I hope that you will not have to go through a similar experience as that, and all the pumpkin spice lattes you taste will be excellent.
Thank you, Rob. While we're here, can I ask, was that Martin Sheen as much of a jerk on set as he was in the show?
I'm not really meant to comment on that. He was the president, he had to do what he had to do. And in real life, though, Martin Sheen, he was a fucking dickhead. I hated the guy, and that's why I left. After
Hey, Rob, I'm on the council too. You keep your... It's me, Martin Sheen. You keep your damn mouth shut, boy.
Hey, hi, Marty. I'm sorry. I forgot you were here.
You pumpkin person. I'm willing to invest 20 million and 50% of my podcast, Kicking with Martin. It's a now or never deal. Take it or leave it. Oh gosh, I don't know, Martin. Rob, do you have a counter offer?
Over the past week or so, I watched all 8 live action Spider-Man films.
Oh baby.
I knew you'd like that.
Yeah.
I knew you'd like the sound of that.
Now I'm excited.
And also the other ones in the MCU that Tom Holland is in, like Civil War. Well, I didn't watch Civil War because I watched that recently.
Mm-hmm.
But Infinity War and Endgame, which I hadn't seen Endgame since it came out. And what am I thinking? Bad? You don't like Endgame?
Yeah, that was just for us. I didn't want to share that on the podcast. I gave a little thumbs down to Endgame. It's nothing.
Yeah, it's not great. Infinity War, I love Infinity War. It's fun.
Yeah,
it's exciting. But Endgame, yeah, I don't know.
I'm with you, 100%. I back you all the way.
But let me go through some of my thoughts here, starting with the Sam Raimi trilogy.
Okay.
With Tobey Maguire. Tobey Maguire, this is always been Spider-Man 2 for a time was my favorite movie ever. I fucking love Spider-Man 2. And I still do it. I think it holds up. But on this most recent watch through, especially in the first of these Spider-Man movies, it feels like sometimes Peter Parker's meant to be awkward, but sometimes it feels like Tobey Maguire just doesn't have another line and he's just standing there, and it's less it's not awkward. He just isn't saying anything.
Yeah.
In the scene where Mary Jane trips and she all of her lunch goes flying, but then Peter Parker catches it all really quickly.
Right.
She goes "Oh wow, how'd you do that?" And then he just stands there. He doesn't say anything. There's no real emotion on his face. He's just smiling, and that's it.
Yeah, it's I totally agree. It's they wrote the script thinking they were going to get Robin Williams, and they would put throw a little improv in there. But
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire can't do improv, so every time they would say throw a little improv in there, he would just stare at the camera.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
That would be cool to see a Robin Williams Spider-Man.
That'd be pretty sick.
Too
Rest
bad
his
that
soul.
can't happen. And then Spider-Man 2, good movie. I don't really have any complaints. I like Otto Octavius. He says a few times in the film, "Oh, I need my precious tritium."
He does say that.
I find that line quite funny.
Hey, Alfred, I didn't know you were in the studio with us today. I loved you in Spider-Man 2.
There's so many memes from that first Spider-Man trilogy too.
Yeah.
There's the pizza time. There's that one.
You gotta love. I threw a Spider-Man themed party one time.
Yeah.
It was someone's graduation party, and we ordered a pizza, and we put in the delivery instructions can you please, we'll give such a big tip, say pizza time. And they showed up, and there was 15 people gathered around the door when we opened it, all staring at them, and they didn't say it. It was just the most confused pizza person ever. Why everybody came to the door. And we got nothing from that person. We didn't tip them. We didn't even pay.
Well, neither did the people in Spider-Man 2. because it was Joe's 29-minute guarantee or whatever the fuck it was.
Exactly.
But yeah, Spider-Man 2, good movie. Just a good movie.
It is a good movie.
I like it a lot. And then you get to Spider-Man 3, and that's not a very good movie.
Not a good movie.
There are just so many characters.
Sandman.
Many characters. They establish he has a daughter and that she's sick, and then she's like brought up like 2 more times in the film. There's a scene the whole time, well, not the whole time, at the beginning of the movie, Harry Osborn is like, I need to kill Spider-Man. And he does. He tries to do that. But then he hits his head and forgets all about that for most of the movie.
Right.
Which is just really convenient. Just a really convenient thing to not have to deal with. But then by the end of the movie, he does remember and he wants to, again, kill Spider-Man. And but then the butler, who has had maybe 3 or 4 lines in this trilogy so far.
Right. Everybody's favorite Spider-Man character, the butler.
Exactly. He comes up and he's like, I saw your father the night that he died. I cleaned his wounds, and it was from the glider. And it's like, what? You cleaned his wounds?
Yeah. He arrived at the crime scene before the police and cleaned the corpse's wounds before forensics could get there, as is tradition for rich people with butlers when they are killed.
Makes sense. It doesn't make fucking sense. I'm glad that Harry Osborn decides to go and like help out in the end, but it just doesn't, like, it's just like, what?
Right.
And then there's Venom, and I like Venom. Not this Venom though, not really. I do. When I was a kid, this was my favorite Spider-Man movie though.
Really?
When I was like a really little kid, because I thought the black suit was cool, and I thought the Sandman was just like, I thought it was cool that it could turn into sand.
Yeah.
And stuff. But now I'm like, this is a bad movie. Like, it's not good.
This movie had the coolest toys, because the Green Goblin toy is just kind of weird, because he's a weird guy. And you watch Spider-Man 1 and you don't want to be like, yeah, Spider-Man. You want to be like cool and Sandman and the Venom and everything. So like,
yeah,
I had a Sandman toy I was a big fan of, and Spider-Man and him would fight all the damn time. I think I was also probably the biggest fan of this one as a kid. They don't hold up. This one doesn't hold up. The other two, pretty good.
Pretty good. And then you get to The Amazing Spider-Man. Also, they were totally going to make a Spider-Man 4. Like, I watched an interview with Tobey Maguire on Conan. Actually, it was the Conan Tonight Show. So this is like a really rare piece of media.
Yeah.
But he said, yeah, we're making a Spider-Man 4. That's right, yeah.
He fully confirmed it. Wow, that's brutal.
Yeah.
It's like, I just put a down payment on a new house, and I'm about to get a check for Spider-Man 4, baby. He said that on Conan. It was crazy.
Yeah. And Conan was like, wow, that's great, Toby. I hope things keep going well for you. And then he was in like The Great Gatsby, and I haven't seen him since.
Yeah. That movie slaps, though.
I love that movie.
Not enough people talk about the Toby.
Yeah. A lot of people don't like that movie, I think.
Really?
I think it's like, yeah, but I like it a lot. I think it does something interesting with an almost 100-year-old novel by the time it came out. So
exactly.
The Amazing Spider-Man. What?
Sorry.
Okay.
It's my only experience with Gatsby, and I love it.
Well, the Leonardo DiCaprio Gatsby, it's that movie. It's not as good as. I'm trying to see if I know I have it somewhere.
You're gonna read it the whole thing live right now?
Yeah, I'll do an audiobook reading of The Great Gatsby. Amazing Spider-Man.
Amazing Spider-Man.
I hadn't seen these movies since they came out in like 2012, 2014. And I think they hold up pretty well, actually. I was expecting bad things.
Okay.
I like Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. I think he like does a better job at being Spider-Man than Toby does, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I just think the writing doesn't hold up as much as it could. I wish we could have seen Andrew with Toby's writing. You know, that would have been interesting. And I don't know. I don't have a whole lot to say about those ones, I guess.
I like the end of Amazing 2 when they have everybody makes fun of their little dubstep laser battle where Spider-Man hits the things and it plays like music. Love that. Probably my favorite Spider-Man live action fight. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, it's pretty. I like it. And then the Tom Holland Spider-Mans. I like Tom Holland as Spider-Man a lot. I think he's really good. I think he gets the awkwardness down pretty well. I'm glad they didn't have another origin story.
Yeah,
that would have been annoying. I guess people didn't like it as much. I liked the second, what's it called? Far From Home. Mm-hmm. I hadn't seen Far From Home or No Way Home. So this is my first time watching those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so you've seen No Way. I want to talk about No Way Home then.
Yeah.
That one is interesting.
Well, that's why I want to watch all the ones because like Andrew and Toby are in No Way Home.
Spoilers.
As are the other. It's been out for like 2 years or something.
Hey, people, we were in quarantine.
True.
Nobody could go to the theaters till this week.
I had that spoiled for me like a day after it came out. So
yeah, I had it spoiled. People posted fucking like photos of the set. I had it spoiled like a month before the movie came out. It was really upsetting.
Still cool though. It was cool to see all those boys together. What doesn't make sense to me though is that, well, one, like they say that, oh, everyone who knows Peter Parker is Spider-Man is coming into this universe, but Electro, he never knew that Peter Parker was Spider-Man. That information was never revealed to him in Amazing Spider-Man 2. But it didn't matter because nobody fucking remembered the movie. So who
nobody
cares?
watched that one.
It didn't make a difference.
Yeah. That's why they made the lizard not the guy. Even though at the point he died, he was no longer the lizard. Because everyone would be like, who is that? Which guy is that guy?
Yeah. No Way Home. I liked Far From Home a lot. I thought Mysterio was cool. And honestly, kind of right. He was kind of hitting on something. Because why would you... Because, yeah, they did... Tony Stark did give, like, a huge defense, like, orbit thing to a child.
Oh, right.
Like, a minor.
I couldn't even remember what the plot... or what Mysterio's gripe was. I remember like them fighting. I was like, why was he doing stuff? It was because he was mad that Spider-Man got the glasses.
Yeah. The Edith glasses, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't come up again ever.
That's insane to me. That they didn't... Wasn't there like in No From Home like a shot of them sitting in a case in his room? And it's like, Spider-Man, you have a weapon of... you could end a country. You could destroy a nation if you wanted. And you're just kind of chilling with those.
Well, with great power comes great responsibility, I guess.
Yeah, the way he interprets that is just like, don't touch him.
Yeah.
Out of sight, out of mind, baby.
Exactly. Spider-Man, you could like end wars. You could stop like mass dictators from doing bad things. And he's like, oh, I gotta go get a sub from Jimmy's down there. Yeah. What's his corner store called? I don't know.
Yeah, he's always talking about Jimmy's. 'Cause that's like,
yeah.
Even the plot of Far From Home it teeters on the edge of being like, yeah, it was Tony's hubris in believing this was a weapon worth creating, that like one person should have control over this world-altering power that's causing all these problems and all that stuff. And then Spider-Man just kind of keeps it. So Spider-Man's pro-dictator.
I guess so.
Spider-Man
That's the only
wants
conclusion
there to be
we
like
can draw.
One world authority that is him.
Yeah. I'm sure that's out there in the multiverse somewhere. Yeah. No Way Home. Fine movie. Good, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I like seeing Willem Dafoe again as Green Goblin. what I don't get, like, cause I had just seen all these movies and they like cure all the guys at the end and then they send them back.
Right.
So like are like what? Like what happens to them?
Right.
Because like at the end of Spider-Man 2, Doc Ock like dies, but it's like a redemption thing. Like he dies saving like half of New York or whatever it was from the reactor he made.
Yeah.
So like, does that still happen? Because like if he's sent back but he's cured, like the reactor is still gonna fucking blow up. Like that's still gonna happen.
Yeah. It's kind of like, it's implied that they go back at like peak of villainy because it's like Doc Ock still looking for Spider-Man, like where's his machine or whatever. But then it's also, they say it's like right before they got killed by Spider-Man. Or they died fighting Spider-Man. So like Green Goblin goes back. He's cured now. He's a changed man, but he's still like, the glider's 2 feet away from him. Like he's not dodging it at this point. He's dead either way.
There's a moment right before he's hit by the glider, which I always love, where he just goes, oh.
Yeah.
And then he's fucking impaled. So now you can interpret it as, like, he's no longer the Green Goblin. He's just Norman Osborn. And he's like, oh, shit.
Yeah, he's like, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So that's cool. You know?
That's pretty sick. I am excited for the new Spider-Man 4. I heard Tom Holland just bought a new car. So
really?
I sure hope they do Spider-Man 4. Otherwise, he won't be able to afford it. He'll have to return it and buy an old junker.
I think they're planning on making like 9 Spider-Man movies or something with Tom Holland, right?
Yeah, they locked him into a contract that until he dies, he has to play Spider-Man, I'm sure.
Probably. No, they're going to milk that boy dry, I'm sure. I also watched Multiverse of Madness, and boy, oh boy, did that movie fucking suck. It was really bad.
I'm a Multiverse of Madness defender. I'm not going to lie to you.
You're just wrong.
I think there were bad parts. I also think it was pretty sick, because Raimi peeked through at parts. It was pretty good. I like when she murders everybody. When the Scarlet Witch kills
that was cool.
Jim
that was
from
cool
The
scene.
Office and a variety of other folks. That was awesome. Loved that scene.
I wish instead of it being Mr. Fantastic, it was like Jim from The Office was real in this universe, and he's for some reason on this team of like elite like superheroes.
He did like a prank on Thanos.
Yeah.
He switched. He made all the staples in Thanos' desk like dissolving staples.
And Thanos is like, I just want to put these reports together. And then he like snaps away like a whole planet or something.
Yeah, Jim messed up on that one. He was kicked off the. What did they call themselves? Like A Squad or something.
They were called the Illuminati.
Oh yeah, that was Love that movie. Honestly, it's great.
Well, okay. The part I really disliked the most of that movie was when he took over the body of the other Stephen Strange that was like dead, and then like the demons started like attacking him.
You didn't like that shit? That was so cool.
I just didn't. It just seemed like so random. Like it wasn't like established at all that would happen, and then like it's a problem, and then it immediately turns into a solution, and that's it.
I can see that. I think I forgive it because of the creative visuals and just like they found a justification for this really fun thing.
I don't feel like the questions were answered about, which I guess they're leaving it open for future movies about what's her name, America Chavez, I think is her name. We just don't know anything about her still or why she has these powers, and that's just like cool, I guess. So
yeah, I don't remember how that movie ended, if I'm honest. So as far as I am aware, her story was concluded perfectly. And I just imagine I forgot it.
I think the multiverse is cool. I think a lot of people hate on like the multiverse nowadays because it's been like so overdone. But I don't know. I think you can tell some cool stories with it, I think.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
It is getting really beating that horse to death with the whole multiverse thing.
Yeah.
I guess, well, that's okay. You're allowed to do it until the horse dies, is the rule of the idiom. So, never mind. They're fine. I don't know if you've seen The Flash.
No.
I watched that. That was a big whoops. Big whoopsie on my part going to see The Flash.
Yeah.
But it does multiverse shit, too. It shows clips of, like, the Adam West Batman. It showed Nick Cage as Superman because, like, haha, remember when that was going to be a thing? Haha, we're cool with the online internet memes.
Yeah.
All the memes you kids are doing on Tumblr and whatnot.
No.
And I was just like, gosh, we got to do this in every superhero movie now, I guess. Just clips of old superhero movies. Being like, wow, I remember those ones. It was pretty silly. But The Flash is also a much worse movie than, like, No Way Home. So.
Marlon Brando? Is that? Christopher Reeve. That's who it is.
I think it was Bon. I think it was Bon Iver. I think they had Bon Iver as Superman in one of them, didn't they?
And then John Lennon was meant to be Superman before he was shot.
Right.
Real sad.
Imagine was about, like, what if I was Superman?
Imagine all the people living for the day because I've saved them from certain death as Superman. Yeah, that's right.
Imagine there's no heaven because I'm Kryptonian. And we wouldn't go to the Christian God's heaven. That wouldn't make any sense. We go to we call it Krevin.
Is that actually the heaven for Kryptonians?
Yeah, they go there in The Flash. They have to bring Is Superman dead? I didn't watch the Justice League.
Neither did I.
Let's imagine Superman dies at the end of the Justice League. They have to go to Krevin to bring him back.
Oh, okay.
He's really mad because it was heaven and he was being brought back to, like, the bad Earth. I saw another movie this week besides The Flash that I'll briefly mention. I saw Asteroid City again today. That was one film I saw. Been going to the theater a lot. That's great. Go see it if you haven't. If you're watching this episode and you haven't seen it yet, pause, go watch it. I also saw...
Well, you can keep listening while you're in the car.
That's
and
true.
right up through the opening, the previews, and then you can pause us.
Right. Yeah, play it full volume while you're in the theater watching the previews, because we've all seen the trailer for Evil Dead Rise. We don't need to see that again. We could listen to our podcast.
There's a new Evil Dead movie coming out?
I think it came out like 2 months ago. They're still playing the trailers in theaters. It's crazy.
Okay.
But I also saw Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning.
Oh, how was that?
It was Mission Impossible movie's always great. It was great. It's
only a part 1 though, right?
Yeah, it was done much more. It was a much more tasteful part 1 than like Spider-Man. But just because it's still like a complete story. So I was pretty happy. But there was a plot point prominently early on about a submarine exploding. And I just love to imagine like Tom and the other producers on the phone when all the news was breaking.
Yeah.
When they'd know like this movie's coming out in 2 weeks and they're like, son of a bitch. Oh, fuck. Oh,
God
fuck.
damn it.
God damn it. We're going to have to pull it. And they were brave enough not to pull it. So kudos.
Good for them.
Kudos to you, Tom.
I think everyone forgot about that happening, so.
Yeah. Well, when the submarine
Doesn't matter
exploded,
now.
there were audience we all
God.
started chanting like, fuck Ocean Gate. During the movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
A whole theater full of based individuals. That's rare.
Exactly. It was crazy. Like filled to the brim, IMAX theater. And every soul in there was based.
Is based? I think sometimes based is used for very like black pill, like conservative views. I don't know.
Is it?
I have no idea.
I call people based sometimes. I don't know if I should.
I don't know.
We're pretty based.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah. We're based. Yeah.
This podcast is based, I'd say.
Yeah.
Or is it like based versus woke? Is it like the base? Are you based or are you woke?
That might be
Is
it.
that
I
the
don't know.
war? Shit. Are you based or are you woke?
Oh, Lord, I have to choose a side.
Yeah, pick a side.
No,
It's
I can't.
Civil War
Can't
II.
do it.
Captain America's gone woke, and Tony's based.
And they're both dead.
Yeah, and they're skeletons, so it's pretty scary.
No, I'm not gonna say. I can't say whether I'm based or woke. I'm gonna leave that information up to interpretation.
Okay. I think I'm both. I don't pick sides. I'm more of a.
Yeah.
I'm more of like kind of like above the whole system.
There you go.
Like all the liberals talking about based, all the leftists talking about woke, and I'm just over here like, what if Spider-Man was gay? I don't know.
Yeah. What if Spider-Man swung upside down and kissed a guy?
Yeah. Liberals, why aren't you talking about this more? You're over there in your Democratic debates talk all this climate change BS. What if Spider-Man kissed other men?
Bernie's gonna come out for his next presidential campaign like, if I'm elected president, I'm gonna make Spider-Man kiss another Spider-Man.
Woo! Woo, yeah, Bernie. Folks, they want to make... I'm trying to do a Trump. This is my Trump attempt. They want to make Spider-Man gay. Mary Jane, no kisses for her. They want Spider-Man to be gay now.
Listen, I don't like politics. This is basically the level of political discourse we have going on in the country, you know?
Yeah.
Like, essentially. I mean, I feel like conservatives like to talk about, like, media a lot and what we see in, like, media and being, like, politically correct and, yeah, being woke. And a lot, and, you know, if you have a gay character, you're fucking woke and you're stupid, dummy pants, and that's what they'll call you to your face.
Right. I bet if they, like, tomorrow made Peter Parker canonically trans, I bet Trump would talk about it. And that'd be super funny. So they should do that just for the odd chance that he does.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. And you know what? Because they've established that there's a multiverse with infinite universes, there is a trans Peter Parker out there. Like 100%.
Right. And we got to go tell Trump about it at the next America First conference.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mr. President, what are you planning to do on stopping trans Peter Parker from taking over New York City?
They say Peter Parker, they say he's transsexual now. They say he's transgender. I just don't get it. I was in Queens for many years.
Go Queens.
I didn't see no trans out there. Only big buff dudes working on the bridge. What do they have in Queens? They have sandwich shops and they have bridges. That's all I know.
Mr. President, if you saw the buff dudes in Spider-Man kiss, what would you do?
If I saw the buff dudes in Spider-Man kiss, well, let me tell you what, I must be dead, because I would never let that happen. I would never let that happen. Do you understand?
Are you saying you saw this happen in heaven, sir?
I must have. I guess, you know, it's like they want them to kiss. That's what they want. They want them to kiss, and I don't want them to kiss. I'm standing over here, and I'm like, oh, get that away from me. Get that away. I did a bad job there, but that wasn't much less articulate than he actually is. So I feel like I did a good job, actually.
Yeah. No. Trump should kiss Spider-Man.
I'm glad we landed on that conclusion.
Yeah.
There.
That is our election coverage for this week.
I hate that there's gonna be an election. I know it's good that democracy is good, whatever, but I just hate having to hear about all that shit for so long. I hate it.
Yeah, there needs to be a rule you can't talk about it until like a month before.
A week before. Fuck a month.
Yeah.
A week.
One
single week.
When the election happens, can we do a live stream? Can we live stream coverage of the election?
Sure. Yeah.
As part of this podcast?
Last election, it took like a few days, right?
Yeah, we might have to go for a while.
I was in D.C. when they called it.
Really?
Did I ever tell you about this?
No.
Yeah, I was in. Me and my old roommate, we were visiting. We were in the American History Museum. We were looking at, there's like this big wall of all the presidents,
Mm-hmm.
and then like the most recent one, which was Donald Trump at the time. And then I got a call from, I guess, like my mom. I think I heard shit going on outside. Like people were honking their horns and stuff. I was like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
And then my mom called me and she was like, Did you hear? She doesn't sound like this, but Joe Biden, he won. And I was like, oh, cool. Yay. Yeah. And then we like went outside. And everyone was honking their horns. People were walking the streets being like, yeah, woo! And then it came to a point where it was like, oh, we got to get out of here. Because shit was like filling up real quickly. People were like cracking beers open.
Yeah.
On the middle of like 6th Avenue or whatever it is. I don't know how the streets work in D.C.
Yeah, I'm sure there's
there
a
might be a
6th
6th
Avenue right in front of the White House steps. That's 6th Avenue. Yeah.
We tried to go to the White House, but it was like blocked off and stuff.
Yeah,
which makes sense.
Trump was having a bad day. He didn't want visitors.
Yeah.
Was this when like CNN called it, or was it like after 4 days of battle or whatever when like the government, however that works, called it? Or were you there on January 6th to participate in the in the Capitol riot when the Senate called it or whatever it was?
No, it was like, I don't know. I guess there were some news organizations that called it like sooner, but this was like at the point where it was like pretty clear who had won, I guess.
Right.
Like some big, I think like the Washington Post and the New York Times had said like, yeah, it's going to be, we're calling it for Joe.
Hey, Joe. Thanks, man.
That's no problem, Lily.
Holy shit, we got Joe Biden on the podcast?
It's me, President Joseph Biden.
Wow, now that's a big pull. Joe, I got just one question for you.
What's that?
Have you
Lily?
here?
Yes.
One sec, I gotta go through my notes.
Take your time. I don't have much going on. There are no wars right now.
Yeah.
It's been pretty chill for me.
No, that's true, Joe. Thanks for not starting one of those. If a Muppet could play you in a movie, which one you picking?
I think I'd have to go with that old guy who always complains about the show.
Fuck, you're right. That's the obvious pick. It wasn't a good question. The pick was too obvious.
Yeah. I'm gonna shut down your podcast.
Fuck, Joe. Please don't. Please let me try one more time. I can come up with a good question.
Too late.
No, Joe.
My people are drafting the executive order now.
Crap.
All I have to do is sign.
All publicity is good publicity, baby. We're gonna make a second one, and it's gonna be called "Suing Joe Biden."
You can't sue me. I'm the president.
Oh yeah, what's this then? I'm currently sliding you a notice of sue.
Damn. Well, I guess I won't be signing this order, but I'm taking you to court, the Supreme Court.
You're suing me for what, Joe?
For being annoying
You.
and wasting my valuable executive time.
You agreed to our podcast request. You chose to be here, Joe. This is on you. This is on your
I have
bad presidenting.
Oh, that's Marine 1, the helicopter. It's choppering down.
Oh, it's gonna pick up on the mics. This audio is gonna be ruined. There's no way we can record with an active helicopter next to us.
I have to go. It's choppering me away.
Okay.
I'll see you in.
Bye, Joe. Oh my God. Just got a notification.
What?
They did another 9/11.
Oh,
He really did have to go.
Wow. Well, I mean, he's probably gonna forget about the whole court thing, since he's dealing with that. Probably gonna invade some country illegally.
Yeah.
You know, we like to do that. So
Hey, they're saying Atlantis did it this time.
we're gonna send a bunch of troops into the ocean.
Trevor, oh my God. Trevor, you look like you're in so much pain. What's going on, pal? What's going on, bud?
It's my brain.
Oh, crap. You okay, buddy?
Too much knowledge.
Oh, no. What are we going to do about that, huh?
We gotta get it out.
Okay, well, maybe we can go on the reddit.com/r/advice.
Oh, you're right. And look at that. I was browsing it earlier today, and I have a question up here right now.
Great. Let's read that and then answer it on our podcast.
Okay, so the question is, any idea how to stop wiping my butt for an hour plus on the toilet?
It is a good question.
Years ago, I could finish wiping in 5 to 10 minutes. Now I spend at least an hour wiping. I don't know how to stop this. My butt keeps leaking out poop. And usually, poop touches the side of my butthole, so I would have to wipe those parts too. So annoying. I do have OCD about this.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, this seems like maybe a medical problem.
Leaking out poop is
Yeah.
a way to describe pooping that is not how it should be done.
Yeah. Seems like you have a problem getting your rectum all the way closed. It's supposed to be like a, I don't know. I don't know how it works. It's a muscle that you're supposed to be able to control.
Right.
But clearly this person doesn't. And it seems like they're more annoyed by the fact that they have to spend so much time on the toilet rather than being like concerned for their health.
Right.
Which I might be concerned for my health. And also at this point, I would just like get in the shower, and just kind of like stay in there until it stops, I guess.
Yeah. If I can confess something, it's
Sure.
not for an hour, but this is a problem for me too.
Okay.
I don't think it's because I'm not leaking out poop. I poop pretty normal. I don't think it's like any medical thing. I just get stressed out, and I'll be like,
Oh.
oh my God, what if there's poop left? So I just kind of keep going.
I'm sorry, it's not funny. This is a problem.
No, it's funny because I don't know. This may genuinely be like a mental health thing that I need to work through.
Sure.
But it's also a pretty minor problem of being like, how do you check if you're done with your wiping? What's your criteria?
I just look.
You look, it's got to be clean.
Yeah.
Fully empty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of people don't go that because I hear about people getting skid marks, and I've never gotten skid marks. That's just never been an issue for me because I make sure it's clean.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes if I'm drinking a lot of coffee, I'll have to do it a lot, and then I'll start bleeding, and that's not good. That doesn't feel good.
Yeah. No,
But
that's the word.
I would rather bleed and be clean than not bleed and be dirty,
Yeah. It's a problem. I get the same thing. I'll keep going past being clean because if you really get in there, you can eventually get it to be not clean.
Yeah.
I'm not what is it called in enema? I'm not using those every time I poop. Those are for special occasions. So the solution I found for this temporarily was to get wipes, which are good. The non-flushable kind, but you can't flush them. And I don't want to put poopy wipes in my garbage can. I got roommates. What if they take them?
What if
So
what if they take your poopy wipes? What? What do you mean? Why do you think your roommates are gonna steal your poopy wipes? And why do you care if they have them?
they could have some nefarious intentions with them. Try to clone me. Any number of problems could happen if they get a hold of my poopy wipes. So I don't want to leave myself open to that. So I don't like using them that much. Also, you have to keep wiping after you do toilet paper until it's pretty clean. You wipe, and then it gets wet down there, and then you wipe with the toilet paper. But then sometimes the toilet paper leaves toilet paper residue, and then you have to use another wipe, and then now you're wet again. You have to use more toilet paper. So I've been on the toilet for days and days trying to solve this problem.
An endless cycle.
Yeah. And sometimes I will genuinely hop in the shower if I'm like I don't feel like I've done it sufficiently.
Hey, are you okay in there? You've been in there for like 4 hours.
Please, I'm so hungry. Can you throw some food over the stall door, man?
Yeah, all right. I got a sandwich in my bag. Do you want that?
Yeah, toss it over. Come on.
All right. It's got turkey and cheese, a little bit of lettuce, and some mayo. Here you go.
Oh
my God, Jesus.
Yeah, shit. I just ate again. Now I'm gonna have to poop again later. God damn it! There goes another 2 weeks.
2 weeks? What?
Yeah, I'm nearing the end of my stint here. We're on day 19 of wiping on this run.
Oh my God. How do you have do you sleep here?
Yeah, well, I'll fall asleep for a couple seconds and then wake myself up and remember I gotta keep wiping.
Right. Do you need me to bring in a psychiatrist or something for you?
Psychiatrist? I don't know if I need one of those. If you have any more toilet paper, though.
Yeah, I can get some from the janitor's closet. I'll ask the guy. Don't worry, just stay there.
All right.
I'll get you what you need.
Hey, I got more wiping to do. I'll be here all day.
Hey, all they had was some sandpaper.
Oh.
In there.
Well, you got to do what you got to do.
Okay. Here it is.
Wow. Now that's a rough finish. Whoa. That's the end of our podcast today.
Yeah.
It's a podcast where we review water. Ever heard of it? It's on Spotify and other platforms. It's called All That in a Glass of Water.
Otherwise known as the ATAAGOW podcast.
It's the ATAAGOW podcast. And that needs to take on. More people need to use that acronym.
Yeah. Join us next week where we slaughter a group of birds right out of the sky.
Yep. Using the smallest number of stones.
That's right. And be sure to leave us a question. Not one about poop, preferably. We don't want to repeat this again.
No.
This is a one and done on the poop question.
Yeah. It'll be at least 10 episodes in between poop questions.
We can guarantee at least 10 weeks between, yes. Sorry if you were eating during this. Probably pretty disgusting.
Yeah. Hey, enjoy your meal.
Yeah, I hope it tastes good.
Yeah.
If it wasn't ruined by us. But where can they leave their questions, Lily?
Gosh, let me think. If they had an electronic mail account, they could send some sort of question over to All That in a Glass.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Electronic mail?
Yeah, it's this newfangled device. My grandson showed it to me. It's where on the computer, the little man comes in and he delivers your mail I think it's the ones out in the mailbox get sent into my computer.
Jeez, I've been attaching all my letters to snails in my backyard.
That's what those are? I thought that was my traveling escargot. So send them over to that thing. allthatglassofwater@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Or swipe up on Spotify and send questions there.
Nice. Otherwise, I've been your host, Trevor.
I've been your other host, Lily.
Goodbye, everybody.
Ow! Sleep tight. You can
What?
make any baby take any pill you want.